Thank you very much for your time, and I'm very appreciative that General Kane can join us today. We've been great partners on this issue. Crime, I think, by all measures, is the #1 story in northeastern Pennsylvania this year. Last year, we had a 30% spike in violent crime in Luzerne County, putting us into the top 10 in crime rates of Pennsylvania's 67 counties. That was last year. And with 13 homicides in the city of Wilkes-Barre, in addition to a recent murder in my hometown in Nanticoke, 97-year-old woman literally on the street about 10 houses down from the house that I lived in. And you see across municipal boundaries, whether it's small boroughs like Plymouth having a triple homicide a few years ago, or you see a meth lab busted down in Berwick or the Back Mountain, or violent crime across Luzerne County. It was clear to us back in the late 1990s when this was happening in Hazleton that we had a problem. The evidence wasn't on the table yet, but that came in the form of a U.S. Department of Justice report in 2011. And it was clear and laid out that the corridors, Interstate 80 and 81, bringing a lot of drug trafficking organizations, mostly driven by gangs, were coming to the doorstep of Hazleton. And if we were proactive and recognized that it wasn't just a Hazleton problem, that it was a problem that as a region we needed to address, that we may have been able to stop the spread of that to the Wilkes-Barre area and to the Wyoming Valley. And so back in 2011, Congressman Barletta, former mayor of the city of Hazleton, joined with me, and we created Operation Gang Up on the heels of that 2011 Department of Justice report. We wanted to raise community awareness, just as you had mentioned, Mark, get it beyond a conversation about us versus them, and get the experts in the room. And so we brought in the FBI, and the FBI put together an Operation Gang Up forum for us, where we did 4 public forums. We have 1 more to go here in Luzerne County. We did one down in central Pennsylvania in Harrisburg region. But the FBI put together all the experts, whether it was the Attorney General's office, state police, FBI, local police departments, educators, community activists, counselors, put them all in the room so that we can develop the best practice model. And from that, we had 1,000 citizens participate in those forums. And we started developing relationships with DAs across Pennsylvania, with the Attorney General's office, and it started to develop policies. We need tougher laws on the books, and we were able to secure the passage of Pennsylvania's first anti-gang law back in 2012, signed by Governor Corbett, that made it that clearly defined gang operations, so the prosecutors can go after gangs and we can have stiffer penalties. And I think, for me, one of the most important provisions of the new law, making it a crime to recruit juveniles into gangs. When these gang leaders go and forcibly recruit young children, as young as 10, 11, 12 years old, into their operations, they get a foothold in a community. And we had a horrible incident up in Hazleton where a 13-year-old young girl was brutally beaten in what was a gang initiation. Those kind of incidents, we knew that we had to take a very comprehensive and regional approach. We couldn't talk about it being a Hazleton problem or just a Wilkes-Barre problem. It's really a problem in the corridor, and the Attorney General can tell you it's a problem in all 67 counties. There may be degrees to the problem, where it may be more acute in some places, and I think it is here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And that report, the Department of Justice report, laid out the reasons. Well, why would northeastern Pennsylvania become a hub of gang activity, a hub for drug trafficking organizations being supplied by these international drug cartels? Access to a less competitive market. An ounce of cocaine or heroin on the streets of Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Hazleton is nearly double the price of what you can get in the city of New York. So it's access to a less competitive market, less police presence. 25 years ago, the 76 municipalities in Luzerne County, 60% of them had full-time police forces. Today, less than 6% of them have full-time police forces. So less police presence, a better market, less competition from your rival gangs, and housing opportunities to set up a base of operation virtually free of charge. So we wanted to attack those issues that led to us becoming the center of the storm for gangs and drug trafficking organizations. The anti-gang law was the first step. The next step was getting training into our schools and to our local law enforcement. When we started the initiative 3 years ago, there were a lot of leaders, there were a lot of folks that did not want to recognize gangs as a problem in northeastern Pennsylvania, or wanted to recognize crime as a serious problem in northeastern Pennsylvania. But it was clear from the Department of Justice report, the evidence was stark, and we needed to react as a community. So it was about creating awareness, getting information to the people that need it most on the ground in terms of law enforcement, in the classrooms. We were able to secure a $50,000 PCCD grant that provided training both at the K through 12 and at the collegiate level, and to our local law enforcement. So we started a training exercise, and really about building regional partnerships across party lines, across municipal lines, and across agency lines.